Everybody. Sorry for disappearing for a little bit. I have been extremely sick. So, um, I have not been able to get very much done, and now I realize I am out of gloves. So we'll be working with one glove today. So the what I just decided to do for today's live is you guys can watch me glaze the pieces that I had sold. Um, and so uh, one question. Um, so hey Sally, hey Deborah. And of course, I don't expect a whole bunch of people to show up just because it's the last minute. Um, so I think I got paid by everybody, but does anybody know how to get a hold of Megan Lane and Karen? Um, hey Michi, because I do not know how to get a hold of them. Otherwise, I think I have everybody else's stuff. Um, I'm just gonna pick out a couple of things that we're gonna glaze today. Um, Hey, Naked Snail. Nice to see you. Um, I'm gonna. So because like I'm physically exhausted. Um, I decided for my own health wise to put kind of a time limit for myself so that I don't get like e- even more tired. Over the last week or so, all I've been doing is sleeping. So what I did is I decided to just make this live an hour and see what I can do with an hour. But to make it a no, not yet. That's what this live is. So you can see how I do all of the glazing. And then I'm hoping to ship out after my Ohana Appreciation Live because I live in a rural area. The mail carrier brings the mail in their own vehicle, and sometimes I don't get my mail when I'm supposed to. Sometimes um, they don't pick up my mail. So uh, whenever I ship something out, usually what because I use Pirate Ship, I an email will go out to you with a tracking number. So I'm gonna see what I can do today with glazing stuff, so you can see how I glaze my items and what I use to glaze everything, and then you can see. Um, yeah, and right now we can't afford a PO box, so unfortunately, um, and the thing is that the PO box is at the post office, and the post office is like from my house to the post office is I want to say maybe a half an hour drive. Um, and with somebody that has massive anxiety when I drive, it's really hard. So, but I want to get. This is my way of motivating myself uh, to glaze, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish everything up, and then with my Ohana appreciation, any of the giveaway prizes that I have, I will ship it out with all of this as well in case anybody who comes to that live, if they win something, I can just send out one package. Um, so yeah, and it's such a pain. It's such a pain. Um, I and I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. So because I love you guys so much, my so my Ohana Appreciation Live, um, Furls has allowed me to give two $25 gift cards to two people. That's one of the prizes for my Ohana Appreciation. And then, hey Karen. And then, uh, let's see. Oh, and then Keith from uh, It's All Done. He donated something, and here I'll show you what he donated. So, no, that's not the package. So I don't know if you guys have seen Keith from It's All Done. He's got like this new line called One of a Kind, and so he sent me that particular line called One of a Kind. So they're really beautiful colors, and I'm sure you guys, know his work, and it's always beautiful stuff. And so, this is gonna be a part of like the grand prize. So it's because of what he sent me, and he was super duper generous with what he sent. Um, and I was not expecting what he sent. So, and I'm just sharing this with you just really quick before we get to glazing. So, so he sent to me um, this uh, little scissors with his company name on it, and then I got a measuring tape, which also it says I'm a yarn snob, and then a sneak a I was gonna say a sticky pad, and then the big thing that blew me away, and I am so thankful to Keith for sending this to me. So this is going to be the big prize at the end of the live that I'm going to be having for my Ohana Appreciation. What I'm going to do is there's going to be um, where I put together um, like a box or a bag um, that will have a couple of different things in it um, as like the big prize, if that makes sense. So I will, rather than keep you in more suspense, um, he sent me a Powerball. This will be the big prize at the end of my live on for my Ohana Appreciation. So this is the Powerball that he sent, and it is called, if you can see it, it's called One of a Kind. It's 100% superwash merino, and it is a worsted weave Powerball. It's approximately 500 grams or 1,090 yards. So, I mean, look at those colors. It's fuchsia, hot pink, black and white, um, black, gray. You've got some, let's see, where is it? You got some like dusty, like gray. You got some lavender, um, the blues and the purples and the pinks. Um, and then on the inside, it's all speckled green and yellow and pink. So, and I'm sure you guys know this is not the Powerballs are not cheap. They're about 125, $150. So this is going to be the big one of the big prizes. So there's that. And then of course I will have other actual hey Thris. So I'm going to be giving this away at my appreciation live along with the other things that he included. Um, and then I will have other things to be given away. Um, yes, it will be a lot of fun worked up. Um, I don't have like a lot of things that I'm going to be giving away, but I do have a fairly decent amount of things that will be um, given away on my live. Um, so let's get down to glazing. We'll see if I have time to do um, any actual pouring, because one of the things I want to pour, because I know that some of you have asked about, putting things in epoxy resin. So, um, one of the things that I pulled aside is some gummy bears. And so, if within the hour that I have, okay, Thris, I um, have, I want to see if I can get something to fit in one of my molds, um, so that we can see how things work out. And so the other thing with glazing is usually I use UV resin, and there is a special light that needs to be used in order to have it cured. I'll show you. I'll unplug it and I'll show you um, how or what it looks like. So um, this is the light. So you glaze it with the UV, and you push the button here, and then it'll turn the light on, and each one determines how long the light stays on. So uh, we're going to do that. So we're going to start. Let's start with, what are we going to start with? Oh boy, let's see. All right, let's we're gonna do, sorry, things are a bit of a mess. I'm a mess. Oh, all right. So did these needs to be sanded. I'm gonna have to do these after. These need to be sanded. Okay. So what I'm gonna actually let me double check. Okay. So I want to, where's my other Lotus? Okay. So these three lotuses, um, I know each person, there's one for Daigo, and then I have written down. Let's see who got the other lotus. Megan got the blue lotus, and then Karen got the rose gold lotus. So, um, let's do this. All right. So normally this is how it's done. Okay. Um, First you sand any of the sharp edges, and so basically what it was just the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my UV resin, which is this is the brand that I use, Mr. Resin. It's a Japanese brand. It is a bit on the pricey side, but I think it's worth it. And so what you would do is you put a little bit down where it needs to go. You spread it out until it's even, and then you stick it under the light. And usually on the bottle, it'll tell you um, how long it needs to be on it. And I can't see that. That is too small. Let's see. Okay, so this says that, so with UV resins, you can actually take it outside and cure it. It takes longer, or you can use that light. So the light, it says here, should take about 90 seconds to cure. We'll see if it's actually going to be 90 seconds because sometimes it's not. Okay, so let's go. So I am going to, we're going to take this here. Let me get this out of the way. And put this, and I don't want to put too much because we don't want overspill. And then I'm gonna push this down a little bit further so you can see. So hopefully you'll be able to see where I put the resin. And then you just, all you're doing is spraying it out and keeping it as even as possible. And then this also will add the shine back to the areas that you sanded down. And then it will then make because you sand it down, the edges are no longer sharp. And then once it's cured, it should not be sticky. I repeat, it should not be sticky. If it's sticky, you need to put it back under the light, or you need to put it back outside to cure. If it's sticky, it is not cured enough. And the light that I got is from the company called Let's Resin. They have different size lights with different wattages. And I got the bigger light so that I can cure more than one little thing under it. So I'm going to see if I can put 2 of these lotuses under the lights. We're going to do the other blue one. And again, it's just going to be a little bit. You don't need a lot. Taking off the cap might help. And what I'll do is I'll turn the my laptop around so you can kind of get a quick glimpse. Yes, it is exactly the same idea. The lamp actually is essentially the same lamp you would use when you do your gel nails. So so I am just spreading this around, trying to make this as even as I can. And like I said, I'm not a robot, so there will be, you know, nothing is going to be perfect when you get it from me because I am hand making this and I do the best that I can to make it as perfect as I can for you guys. And I am still not feeling well. I don't think I've ever. Hey, Yarny Cat. Um, I have been sleeping on and off for the last week and a half. I think I've collectively got maybe 4 hours of sleep. It was horrendous. And I'm back on my nebulizer because I cannot breathe, which is why I want to, as much as I would love to stay on the live for hours and hours with you guys, I can only do maybe an hour and a half before I start getting exhausted. Okay, so that's that. Let me hold on one second. Let me thank you, Thris. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm always afraid that like people are gonna look at my stuff and like why did I buy this? It's a piece of junk. But let me go grab a couple paper towels. I'll be right back. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, so I got the two lotuses spread out. Um, and if you ever, hey Bert, if you ever decide to do this, popsicles are always great to mix, spread, all that stuff because sometimes it's a lot cheaper than getting a silicone, um, like spatula slash mixer, even because um I've been reusing my popsicle sticks and it seems to be fine. I haven't had any problems with it. Um Rather than just throwing it away every time I use it. So, okay, so that looks okay, I think. All right. So now we're going to swing you around with my laptop. Let me see if the light will come closer. Um, yeah, it'll come closer. Okay, so let's see, because I have a smaller light. This one is supposed to be stronger and it's supposed to work better. So, we shall see how well it works. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the camera up that has where you can see the resin items so that you can kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like under the light. Let me. Okay, so usually what I do is uh actually this the light that I actually want is bigger than this. So where it can hold like maybe 7 or 8 items and it cures from the bottom and the top. um, which usually works best when you're talking about molds that you can see through. So right now, this will do because I like the fact that it has 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. So, and I got it for fairly inexpensive. So we're gonna start at 2 minutes, and I'm gonna check it. And then in the meantime, I am going to start working on the next one. The one set of items that I'm concerned about getting glazed are the pens because of the way that they are shaped. So, the fact that one side is rounded and one side is flat, that's the part I'm concerned about. To make sure that the UV resin stays where I want it to stay. Um, and thank you for everybody who came. I really appreciate it. Um, and don't apologize if you can't make it. I know that people have lives and all of that stuff outside of YouTube. So um I appreciate that you guys took time out of your busy day and came to my live. Yeah, it does. It does remind me of Billy Lights too. Because of the blue. And the thing you have to be careful about is too is if you are curing using resin or UV resin, don't expose it to the UV lamp until you are ready for it to be cured, because I've done it where I like I'm putting UV resin and I'm like, why is my resin curing already? I haven't put it under my lights. It's because sometimes the lights that you get are super, super strong. And so then it will cause your UV resin to cure as you are still trying to get it onto your item. Oh, and yeah, so yesterday I went to Joann's and I did a bad thing. I bought some yarn and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have done that. I bought that big twist neon yarn. Um and then Joann's had a section of clearance. It was their, I think it was their carrot cakes. It's the one with the halo on it. No. It will not wear out. Um it's not gel. So what I put on is actually it's resin, so it will not wear out. Right, I know. I ended up buying like maybe 8 cakes of yarn. I'm like, what did I do? Which then, of course, I promptly hid somewhere so that somebody couldn't find it and ask me why I bought more yarn. Okay, I'm gonna check to see if the resin head cures. I think it needs a little bit longer, so I'm gonna leave it for another 2 minutes. I touch it to make sure that it's not sticky. Okay, so next I'm going to do this one because this needs a little bit more. Yeah, so this is not plastic. This is resin. I use some people actually use you can use this to make resin items if you have the correct molds. You can use it to glaze. Um and um you can actually use this to get like items to stick together. If that makes sense. Like kind of like a glue. I'm sure he saw it because I stuck it in the closet and he always, hangs stuff up in the closet. So I guarantee you he saw it. He didn't say anything to me. After I do this little flower tray here and I get these two under the light, I'll show you what I got. I'm sure you guys know what kind of yarn I ended up getting, because uh, I want to I I want to make a shawl or an afghan. I haven't quite decided yet. Right? I told him that I would crochet him like a scarf, and he looked at me like I was insane, because he's like, a scarf? It's the middle of summer. Why the heck would I need a scarf? I'm like, I don't know. So you can't complain that I buy too much yarn that I don't use. So I am just making sure that I got the resin all the way to the edges here. So once I get this side cured, I'll do the other side. Ah, okay. Okay, so this one looks good for that side. Now let's check the ones that I had under the light. I think it's okay now. I'm gonna stick it under again. Another 2 minutes. It's all about trial and error. Exactly. Well, it's like he tells me, "Well, you didn't put stuff away. You just stuffed it under the bed." I'm like, "Hey, I put it away. It's not in the way in the house anymore. It's just under the bed." So, I'll show you what I picked up at Joanne. No, I can't overcure it. There's no such thing as overcuring it. I just want to make sure that it's not sticky. And using or if it's sticky, then that's undercured. Okay, so I will show you what I picked up. Some of it was on clearance. So I'm like, it's on clearance. So that justifies the fact that I spent it, right? Because it's on clearance. So I got one, two, three, ah, four of these. So I got, it's called Karen Colorama Halo. And I got two in the color, what's the color? Sea and Sky. And it is 71% acrylic, 18% nylon, and 11% polyester. Um, and so it is this color. And I really like this color because blue. Then Same thing. It's the Karen Colorama Halo. Um, this one is in the color Rose Garden. Oh, thank you, Therese. I don't feel like it, but thank you. Um, so this is the color that I got. It's like a greenish gray with the pink and rose in the center. So this, let's see, what it was. Well, I got it on clearance for 697 a piece. Um so there's, so both, I mean all four I got each for 697 a piece. Plus I got an additional 25% off, plus an additional $5 off my purchase. So all the yarn that I got was all 25% off. Yeah, it is. That's why I couldn't pass it up. So, then, I've seen, I think even Tris, I think you got some of this yarn. The Big Twist Rave. I've seen this one. So I got, one cake of each. It's a 4 medium weight. This one is called Unicorn. I like this one. And it's, it's got the sea green teal color with lavender. Yeah, I saw that. And then I got light bright, which I like. It's this like fluorescent pink fuchsia with the royal purple. And then I got Cyan Crush. This one is my favorite. It's got the neon pink, um, like I guess turquoise and purple. And then I got icy blue. I like this one. And this is just, to me, it's like it's light blue and turquoise. And then let's see. Again, these were all 25% off. And then I got, this one is Super Beach. I don't know why it's called Super Beach, but whatever. This one is the neon orange and pink. Yeah, the icy blue is really pretty. And then um the last one that I got is um Scene, is it, yeah, Scene Queen, and it is the fluorescent pink and black. So I like this one too. I guess I like all of them. So I think I showed up at Joann on a really great day because all of the yarns are 25% off. Yeah. So I was pretty pleased with the fact that I got a really great deal on the price and that everything was 25% off. Okay. So now let's go ahead and check this. Okay. So these are all cured. They're not sticky, and as far as I can tell anyway. Um so these are done. They're all nice and cured. You can see the bottom. They're all nice and shiny. Um, so there's that one. Now we're gonna go ahead and cure the next, which is the rose gold lotus, which belongs to, who is it? Karen. Yeah, Karen. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cure the flower with the rose gold glitter in it. All right, next. Let's see, what can we cure next? We are going to cure. All right, let's cure. Let me see. We're gonna do this one here, the sakura. So I'm just gonna put a little bit because I don't want to lose the little divot in there. I'm just gonna put some we're gonna start with resin on the back. And I just put a little bit and then we spread it around. It's so frustrating, you know, our mail carrier. I asked our post office like why I can't schedule mail pickup, especially when I have several packages that need to go out. And they tell me it's because we live in a rural area and that if I give a bunch of packages to the mail carrier because they use their own vehicles, I am going to be taking up space in that person's vehicle for other packages. So what I usually end up doing is going to a UPS store and dropping it off. But even then, you know, there's the upside and there's the downside of living in a rural area. Um, I like living in a rural area because there aren't a lot of people around. Um, just because you know, I don't do well with people. Maybe that's just me. Um, and then the wide open spaces are really nice. But that yet it is so difficult to be able to uh get other things that you want done. And I really apologize that um how I just feel bad. I feel bad for getting sick. I mean, how ridiculous is that? My I apologized to my youngest son the other day for like not feeling well. He said to me, um, if you apologize one more time, I'm gonna tape your mouth shut. He says, you don't need to apologize for anything. Nobody like said, or you didn't make yourself sick. You're just sick. I'm like, yes, I know it's illogical, but that's just the way it is. That's how my brain works. But I do like hanging out with you guys like this because it's so relaxing. There's no pressure. And I hope you guys feel the same way, that hanging out with like this without like any sort of pressure for anything um helps you relax and just chill out, that there's no pressure to be any which way, because that's what this channel is about, that you can do and talk about whatever you want, and there is zero judgment at all, and that this is therapy, although I am not a doctor, to come to my channel, hang out, and just do your thing. You can be working on your whip, I can be working on this, and we can talk about whatever ever you like. One more time, and I think everything should be cured on that. The lotus, I think, should be done after this go round, and then the flower I will have to flip over and do just the edge on it, and then go through a couple of times, and that should be done. And then I'll stick the sakura in as well. You know, I've seen some people, what they do is they put a piece of foil um on like their silicone mat to get the light to reflect through the resin piece, if they're curing with a UV light, so that they can cure both sides without having to flip it. I have yet to see if it actually, like, I haven't tried it myself to see if it works. It sounds like a good idea, but I haven't tried it myself to see if it actually works. Um, but you guys are the best. Um, I gotta get on YouTube and set up the live for the appreciation, so that subscribers are the only ones that can, you know, participate per se. Um, and yeah, that's what I was thinking too. A mirror or a piece of tin foil, something like that. So that, you know, the light reflects back through. But okay, so I think the lotus is done. Yeah, the lotus is done. Now we're gonna do the, let's see. Yeah, just a little bit on the edges. Stick that under there. Um, so I think I might have to put this. Does anybody? I need to get a hold of Megan Lane and Karen. Um, I think they were on. Well, I know that they were on my resin sale live. Um, if anybody knows how to get a hold of them, um, can you please give them my email address? I really appreciate it. Because I need to talk to them. I don't know how to get a hold of them. Um, Everybody else that purchased, I've heard from you. So, um, yeah, she did. Maybe it's in my spam. I'm gonna check 1 second. Yeah, because I just checked my email. I don't see it in my inbox, Doris. Um, God. You know what? I'm gonna have to. 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 Hold on 1 second. Let me take a look. Karen Wagner. It's Karen Wagner. Does anybody know how to get a hold of her? Or if they do, if they can please give her my email address, um that would be great. The Sachiko7896 at gmail.com. So okay. We have, let's see, let's check the Sakura. Still a little sticky. And same with the actual other flour. We'll run it through one more time. Let's see. I'm going to do the lid. So I'll show you. So as you can see, doing the UV resin is a lot faster than doing the two-part epoxy resin because essentially it cures somewhere between 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the thickness of the resin that you put on. Which is why I like using it to glaze. Because if I use two part, I'm gonna have to wait 24 hours or longer for it to cure, rather than just waiting, for uh, the two part to cure itself. So I'm doing the lid to this jar. And I'm not going to do the inside because it's going to mess with the threading of the inside of the jar. And you don't want that because otherwise you won't ever be able to get it closed. Okay, let's check. See this here. So this is the back side. Now I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna put the lid in here. And for this one, so all I did was I sanded down some of the edges, and I'm gonna just go around the edges and fill in the resin. I'm not I with That's the other thing with UV resin is you gotta try not to put too much. Otherwise, you're gonna be sitting at the light for forever to get it to cure. And you don't want that. You want to be sitting there for hours and hours when it's supposed to be really quick. Um, and the funny thing is that while I do like having the convenience of the light, sometimes using the sun is a lot better. I don't know what it is, but I'm afraid that if I set it outside here, because it's so windy and there's so much dust that flies around here, that the dust and dirt is going to get stuck in my resin pieces. Because I've been told that Oklahoma is extremely windy. Okay. And the UV resin, I'm not putting it in the divot. I'm just moving it so that it's at the edge so that I can kind of smooth out the edges of this uh, little, I guess you could call it a votive holder so that you don't scratch yourself. So I saw this blanket and I really want to make it, but I don't know if I can make it or not. It's it's called like a candy stripe or something like that pattern. Um, Welcome back. Um, and so I have enough yarn for it, even though it's a 2/8, which I don't do well with 2/8s. Um, but I really want to make this blanket and give it to somebody as a gift. But I'm trying to figure out which is the best pattern because I've seen so many patterns for this. I just glazed the backside of it. I have to glaze the front side of it, and that one it will be done. So I'll show it to you in just a second. So I've glazed the back of it, and then I just have to glaze this part, the front part, and it's just mainly the edges, and it should be done. Um, so I'm gonna slide that under the light, and we're going to do this. And I'm actually going to glaze the inside. That way you can. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're able to see this so you can kind of see it as a work in progress. This is the part, so the sanding and the glazing is usually the part that takes the longest because it has to be done one by one. Um, and everything has to cooperate with temperature and making sure that it cures properly, and all of that stuff. So, in my next resin pour live, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be remaking uh, two coaster sets, and then a a pan. Oh, I did. I actually bought some new pen molds that I just got. I got them for super cheap. New pen molds um, with the ink inserts. So, uh, unfortunately, they don't come apart, but they are different shapes. And I'm moving the resin around because the popsicle stick is too big to get into those little crevices of the petals. I'm just glad you guys enjoy this. Sometimes I ask myself, like, this has to be boring. But I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I mean, I know you guys have told me that, and so obviously you guys wouldn't be here if you thought it was boring. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's like super relaxing. There's no pressure to be like on or whatever. So, and that's what I like about doing this way, because I don't feel pressure to be like entertaining and whatever. It's about just hanging out. So let's see. Okay, so the lid is done. Let's see about the flour. Something got stuck on the back here. Fix that. Okay, so we're putting that there. This one is for the top. And let's see. I'm gonna do two more items to cure. Let me see. Let's do. It is relaxing, and it's. I have thought about actually, like giving lessons, but the thing that's hard obviously is the supplies, and then obviously the time zone difference. That's the hard part. um with it, like if you're in central time, that's not a big deal, but if you're on the west coast or the east coast, that's always the hard part, is to get things coordinated so that we can, I can actually teach you how to do it. um let's see. I want to do one more thing to glaze. Yeah, and that's a good idea actually. I'll do that. Like do like a basic thing, and then if anybody wants more than that, I can definitely do it. Um, because that's how I learned. I learned via YouTube, just watching YouTube videos over and over again through different resin artists. And then, so I'm putting glaze on this. This is the bottom of the jar. Um, and then once I glaze this and it cures, then the jar will be done. So, but my next live that I'm going to do that has resin pouring in it. I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to um I'm going to cure this, wait for the 2 flour trays to cure, and then I'm going to cure one of the square coasters, and then we'll wrap it up. And then I'm going to see if I can cure a couple more things off camera and whatnot. And then, but in my next live, um, where I'm going to do pouring, I already know what I'm going to do as far as the pouring goes. Um, so I'm going to do 2 coaster remakes. And then that's a definite. And then we'll see what I can do with um, some other things. Oh, I know there's a pen. I think was it you, Sally, that I think it was you that wanted a pen custom. I know Thrift wants a bunch of customs too. So um I want to try to do some of those customs uh on my lives so you can see what it looks like. So yeah. So so I have the rose gold pen. This is the rose gold pen, and then the sun catcher. So um we're gonna do that one as an experiment. Say I have the colors that you want, Sally, that you wanted it to be like, and what your idea is, and we'll see if the alcohol ink will cooperate with what you're aiming for. So, okay, so that's that. Let's see. That's I'm gonna have to hold this. Okay, Yarny Cat. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. The jar is too tall for my light. I'm holding the light. Okay, let's check. Still a little sticky. Well, the thing is I am not sure if I have anything, because the thing is that there's so many tiny little lights in there. I don't want to block anything out. Oh, thank God the air conditioner shut off. It's so stupid. I get like a massive panic attack when the air conditioner comes on. Yeah, it's it's central air, but it's so loud. It's my stupid PTSD. I need to order more gloves. This is my last glove that I have. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll try it that way. Okay. So I am going to clean up some, and then um take a little break. It's definitely been over an hour. So uh thank you everybody for coming. Um if anybody knows how to get a hold of Karen, please let me know, or if you can give her my email address and have her email me, that would be great. Um and I will also put something out on my community post if I can find the lid to my UV resin thing here. Um because I really need to get a hold of her. Okay, that would be great. But I'm also gonna put a community post out, um, and hopefully she'll see it. Um, because yeah, I need to talk to her. Um, until the 19th. Hopefully you guys will be able to make it. Um, I will talk to everybody then. Hopefully we'll be able to have some fun and win some fabulous prizes. Spread the word that there's going to be lots of fun stuff to give away, like a Powerball from Keith. There's going to be Furl's gift certificates. Um, that Furls has donated, along with other things that I have. There's going to be lots of yarn that I'm going to be giving away. So definitely let people know that to come and join the party, you got to be um, a Ohana member, which is free. You guys know that. All you have to do is hit subscribe, and then we can have some fun. So I will talk to everybody then, and have a great uh, rest of the week slash weekend. And um, I will. That's completely fine, Deborah. You can mute me any length of time that you want. But just, spread the word that I am having the live, for sure. And come rain or come shine, I will be there to give away these wonderful prizes that people have donated. And I will be working on finishing glazing these things, and that day will be a lot of fun. So until then, thanks, Deborah. Bye.